Hello everyone, my name is Billy. I'm the Emergency Management Solution Specialist here at D4H, and today we're going to be kicking off a brand new video series for 2025. This series is going to focus on real-life emergency management applications and how we can actually execute those functions in the D4H software. So today I'm going to be focusing on operational periods, as that's a pretty common occurrence across multiple incidents and disasters across our entire globe, meaning that when you have an emergency, you're going to be operating over multiple operational periods. And with our software, the last thing you want to do is having to copy and paste and duplicate and make really difficult steps to just repeat already filled out forms. With D4H, we simplify that process with only the click of a few buttons. So first, what we see here is an incident summary for, let's say, our first operational period. I'm going to just walk through this incident as if I'm filling it out, and we're just going to skimp out on all the details and focus on the operational period. We're going to say this is the first operational period for 24 hours within our system. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to use this exact same form to then duplicate for another operational period, kind of pretending that we're going to be working over multiple periods of this incident. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a snapshot of our form, and it's going to go to our forms section in just a little bit. Now, let's say I've successfully documented this form with just the click of a button. Now it's time to move on to the second operational period. Nothing's going to change about this form except the operational period. So pretend you have a description, pretend you have all this information. All you have to do is edit the operational period, and now we're cooking for another 24-hour period as if it is just beginning without losing any details. So again, this is going to be op period 2, and we're going to save that process again in our forms. Now, let's go behind the scenes to the forms to kind of show you how we organize that on a deeper level. With the forms here, you're going to see I have an incident summary. Those are the forms that we just exported, but we also have two pre-prepped folders of our operational periods. So what I can do is I can take this first one, which I know is going to be the op period 1, so open it up here, and you see we're focusing on op period 1. So I'm going to rename this form just for our organization purposes. And we're going to say it's the incident summary for op period 1. And the same thing for this one. We're going to rename this form op period 2. So if you're noticing, all I'm doing is really typing and clicking buttons. There's no extra steps. And now I want to organize it into my pre-made folders to get ready for an IEP export. I'm going to move this form into the operational period 1 folder, and so on and so forth for the operational 2 folder. Now, the last thing I'll show you in greater detail, we have op period 1, op period 2 here. You see how I already have an ICS form built for op period 1. Now, let's say again, we fill out specific information. This is information pertaining to our theoretical winter storm. Now, I worked hard on this form. I don't want to have to delete or rewrite anything. So again, let's just duplicate it and move it into the next operational period so we can keep that information moving smoothly. So let's duplicate. We're going to notice it's a copy. I'm going to name this operational period 2 because we're just going to reuse this form for the next operational period. And although it's an op period 1 here, if you notice, I can just move it to that folder. So within 5 minutes of this video, what you're seeing is that all I'm doing is clicking really basic buttons to work across multiple operational periods without having to duplicate or rewrite information. D4H saves you time and makes your life easy, and it makes emergencies manageable. If you have any comments, feedback, questions, any other topics you'd like to see, drop me a comment below, and I'd love to connect.